Good morning, sixth grade. I'm excited to jump in with you guys today and continue our lesson on surface area. So we are going to pick up where you left off yesterday from your Khan Academy video where you got to investigate polyhedra, or those multi-sided three-dimensional shapes that you saw represented in the video as well as in your cool down. And we're going to decompose them and see them as nets today. And we're going to use those nets to find surface area. This is what I mean. So the shape behind me is a broken down rectangular prism. And the reason why I say broken down is because if you were to use this centerpiece as a rectangular base, and all of the pieces would fold up around it and enclose themselves back up, think kind of like a transformer would unfold and then refold. Or if you think about the cardboard box that we looked at in the beginning of this week, if you were to cut it apart and have it lay flat completely, then it would have all of these rectangular parts that if you were to put them back together would form a perfect rectangular prism. So that being said, I really like nets to find the area of a shape, the surface area of a shape, because rather than guessing what the opposite side is that you can't see, especially if you can't touch these figures, like in class, we would have these nets and we would be cutting them out and gluing them together or taping them together so you could see how they are three-dimensional. You could see every face, you could measure every face, but it's really hard digitally to do that. And on cool downs and other activities you're going to be working on, it's really hard to imagine what the other parts of the shape are that you can't see. But a net, because it's unfolded to a two-dimensional plane, you can see every part of the shape and then just find the area of each part to see the surface area, like we've been practicing, but in a more clear way. So if we were to find the surface area of this rectangular prism using a net, I would just need to find the area of each of these faces and then combine them. Pretty simple, right? So starting with this centerpiece, the base, I have a length times width of 2 times 4. So the area would be 8. Here on the sides, right, that would flap up, I have a 3 by 4, which is 12, and another 3 by 4, which is 12. And remember, every one of the sides that we see will have a duplicate matching it on a rectangular prism, because you know that it has to be all symmetrical to line itself up and to make a rectangle. So here I have a 3 by 2, which would be 6, a 3 by 2, which would be 6, and another 4 by 2, which would be 8. So notice I have a pair here, that this is the bottom of my shape, this is the top of my shape. This is the sides, and these are the other sides. And they all match up perfectly, so I know that most likely these figures that I came up with, 12, 6, and 8, are correct. So then I'm just going to add them up. 8 and 8 is 16, 6 and 6 is 12, 12 and 12 is 24. So I got these numbers by doubling, right? 8 and 8 together is 16, 6 and 6 makes 12, and 12 and 12 makes 24. And that just makes my adding easier, but you don't have to necessarily do it that way. You could write out the full equation if you wanted. So combining these two, I get 36 plus 16 more. That gives me 40 and 12, which is 52. So the area of this shape would be 52. Okay, now I'm going to erase and redraw another figure, another polyhedra that is triangular. And I want you to recall your vocabulary here as I'm preparing to draw this. This figure is a prism, a rectangular prism, the one we just did. And so if I'm drawing a figure that is triangular here, then this would be a pyramid. Because when folded up, you would see that although it has a rectangular base, it has a triangular top. Okay, so notice I have two right triangles here. And if this is my centerpiece or the bottom of my shape and everything were to fold up around it, you can imagine these four sides collapsing in, I would end up with a figure that has a side of a right triangle. And I'm really bad at drawing three-dimensional shapes, so I'll spare you. But I would end up having a rectangular bottom and I would have right triangles for sides. So if I wanted to find the surface area of this shape using the net, I just need to find the area of each part. Like we just did, nothing has changed. But now I have, instead of just rectangles, I also have triangles. So let's do the triangles first because I remember that the formula is different. If you remember, it's base times height divided by 2. So here, the base of my triangle would be 5. And then I'm looking for a value that is 90 degrees or a straight line down to the other side of the triangle. It would not be 8 because that's not a straight shot from 5. 4 is a 90-degree angle from 5. So this length here, 4, is my height. So 5 times 4, base times height, that's 20, divided by 2 is 10. So the area of this triangle is 10. Now the beauty is that it has a matching counterpart. So I don't have to do all that work again. Here I know that the base is 5, the height is 4, so the area of this triangle is also 10, 20 divided by 2. Now the interior, the base or the bottom of my three-dimensional figure is a 5 times 4, so that's 20. This side is a 7 times 4, that's 28. And this side is a 4 times 8, which is 32. So now I can combine all of these areas and make it into the larger value, which would be the surface area of the entire shape when it's folded together. So here I have 10 plus 20 plus 10, that's 40, and then 32 plus 28, 50 plus 10 more is 60. So together the surface area of this shape would be 100. Okay, so as you can see, using nets is extremely simple. And once you've got the formulas down that we practiced in area last week and the week before, for triangles and parallelograms and rectangles and things of that nature, all you have to do is just be able to find area a lot of times and then combine it together to find the area of the entire shape. I'm super proud of you guys for working so hard. Keep up the good work. If you haven't seen the announcement yet, Mr. Green and I are hosting a movie day on Friday, and we will pick 2 people who are doing an excellent job to receive snacks delivered to their house during the movie, as long as you guys are within a normal distance from us. So we're just really excited to be able to share that with you guys and to stream a movie. I think it'll be a really great way for us to hang out and do something fun. So in that, please get your work done. Please make sure you're focused and on task. And make sure that you're submitting your cooldowns and your checkpoints and your readings, and that you're making sure you're on track with your focus areas. All right, have a wonderful Thursday.